Good afternoon, Ronald E. McNair Elementary School families, scholars, and staff. My name is Mr. Chow, and I am truly honored and humbled to be your school counselor at Ronald E. McNair Elementary School, where we believe in success for all. And again, success for all is not just like this catchy slogan or something we say because it sounds good. It's something that the staff here truly believe that your scholar can succeed, not only in school and academics, but also in life. And without further ado, let's jump into edition 2, that rhymes, of Chow-Time. And Chow-Time, if you remember, is a 10-part video newsletter that we release monthly that highlights a characteristic, a trait, or a habit that we truly believe will impact your scholar's success, not just in school, but also in life. And also, this characteristic, trait, or habit is something that hopefully empowers you as the family to help support your scholar as they continue to grow. If you think back to August, September, our theme was on expectations. How for this year, the expectations are set super high. Not because we want to, but because we believe that your scholar can achieve. Remember, low expectations leads to low growth. High expectations leads to massive growth, right? So we expect your scholar to grow academically, right? Every day, compounding themselves and building upon what they've learned to hit this expectation. Behaviorally, improving on our behavior every single day, right? Even if you have a little mess up here and there, that's okay. Continue to grow and grow and grow, and we're going to meet that expectation with attendance, expecting that your scholar's going to be here, knowing that when your scholar's here at the school, they are growing academically, they are growing behaviorally, right, in this safe environment. And so that's one of the things that we want to see your scholar, right? We love to see it when your scholars are here because we know that they will grow. And so, as we jump into this month, edition 2 of Chow-Time is on faith. Whoa now, some of y'all are like, oh no, that's a big buzzword. But here's the way I'm going to define faith. Faith, just as it's defined as, like if you look in a dictionary, really is just the belief in something that has not yet happened. Belief in some ways of the work that you're doing now will lead to a positive result in the future. World-renowned leadership guru John Maxwell. He's a gentleman I really respect. I like to read his books. But one of the things and one of the most key statements I've heard him say about faith is this. He said, "Without faith in the future, there is no power in the present." In other words, if you don't believe that the work and the things that you're doing now will lead to something great in the future, you have no power now. In other words, you're not going to do it. Why do it? Why come to school? Why work hard in school? Why not just cut up and just, act a fool at school the whole time? Because it's not going to get any better. I've always been this way. So what John Maxwell is saying is if we don't believe that your scholar, if we don't have that faith that your scholar can achieve in school and life, we have no power now. Right. And that's one of those things that he says, unfortunately, when all of a sudden someone gets to like the age of like 70, they look back and they say, man, I wish I had done this because the future is there. They had no power in the present to actually do it. And so why I teach on this and why I like to even tell our scholars about this concept of faith from this perspective is because we truly believe that your scholar has the potential to succeed, that has the potential to make a change. I'll give you guys an example. I know homecoming is coming up this week, right? GHO at NCA&T. Big event. And if we think back to one of the keystone events that happened during the civil rights movement, the sit-in, right? At the Woolworth counter, right? The dinner counter, where the 4 Aggies sat there, right? And refused to get up, right? Refused, even despite the people, harassing them and saying all these things to them. Why did they not give up? Well, because they had the faith that the actions and the decisions that they made that day, regardless of what it cost, would lead to something greater down the road. Now, is our society perfect? Do we have full equity everywhere? No. But it is improved. It has got better. We're still on that road to get into where that is. But without those 4 and having faith that what they did there, right, at the Woolworth counter, downtown Greensboro, right? If anyone has never been there, International Civil Rights Museum, downtown Greensboro, highly suggested. It's an amazing museum that really helps us understand why the civil rights movement and what the significance of it, all the events that took place, all the unfortunate events that took place, and how it shapes where we are today. But that all being said, those four gentlemen, right? They had faith that, hey, the actions that I did now, way back when, half a century later, can have an impact still. Dr. Martin Luther King, way back when in 1950s, 60s, right? Over 50 years later, can still have an impact. So do you have faith that what you're doing now will lead to something greater in the future? If Dr. Martin Luther King had decided, you know what, nah, I don't think things will change, this is how it's going to be, there would have been no power in the present. He would not have really been the pivotal figure in the civil rights. So do we have faith that your scholar can achieve? That even if it takes a few years, that your scholar will achieve, that your scholar can improve behaviorally, that your attendance can improve. And we as a school are here to support you as you and your scholar work through this journey. We are here as the staff to really support you. One of the things that I always like to think, another way to think about faith, a lot of the scholars that I meet with sometimes on a week-to-week or bi-weekly, my leadership team knows about this. I call it my faith curve, which people are like, oh no, what is he drawing? Don't worry, all right? Stick with me here. So this is what I call my faith curve. It kind of looks like a roller coaster, but the faith curve simply is this. Whenever we start something, if this bottom row is time, the amount of time, and this is called difficulty. John Maxwell's statement pretty much reflects this. We all start at different points. Say like if you're learning how to ride a bike. Some of us already have better balance than others. Some of us have no balance. But the point is this, when you're riding a bike, it takes a lot of work and falling and getting hurt and falling off again and scraping your knees and busting your head. Hopefully you're wearing a helmet, but you're doing a lot of things, but we keep going. We keep pushing. We keep grinding. We keep going. We keep pushing. We grind until we hit the peak, which all of a sudden we're riding a little bit. But does that mean I'm going to be able to go mountain biking or jumping off, whatever, or doing flips or whatever it is on a bike? No. But once you get to the peak and you know how to ride, it does get a little bit easier. And the reason why this section is red is because that's the time when most scholars give up, whether it's school, math is hard, reading is hard, or behaviorally. We have to keep grinding, and this could be a 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 year process. Then all of a sudden it gets a little easier. And we think, man, we're coasting, we know how to ride a bike. But then we forget. We have to continue working at our trade. And that's how eventually you can start doing tricks on your bike. You can start doing other things. Same thing in school. Once you get the basis and the basics foundation of your academics and behavior, you will be able to see that, hey, things are getting a little easier. And now it's a process of growing until you figure out what you want to do in life. So this is what I call a faith curve. It's something that if you want to see again, just let your scholar know and I'll show it again. I'm truly honored and humbled to be your school counselor, but this wraps up Chow-Time Edition 2. Please have faith in your scholars that they will succeed. Please have faith in the school that we will continue to help your scholar get towards the time where they can get to here. We're truly grateful for your partnership. I hope you all have a wonderful and safe weekend. If you do go enjoy GHO, please be safe. And I will see all your scholars on Tuesday. And with that, have a great weekend. Bye-bye.